What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Sperm Donor Show. I'm savvyjinx, sitting alongside Painter and the Twig. What up, fellas?
Good day, mates.
How's it going?
Man.
Bullshit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Drop it.
Freaking. I know smoking's bad for you. I'm a smoker. You guys aren't. But,
occasionally.
just people who are oversensitive to a bunch of bullshit, you know? I got a complaint on my door today written out by the landlord talking about my smoking and how disruptive it is to the environment of the apartment.
Jesus.
And it's just a load of shit, you know. It's not like I smoke in my courtyard or I go upstairs and blow it in people's window or anything like that.
I could see you blowing it in people's window purposely.
Oh, I've done that before. Don't get me wrong.
I've never been the kind of neighbor to complain.
Yeah, about what, man?
Anything.
It just, to
Smoke,
me,
noise, anything.
to
I'm
me,
not that guy.
it shows your
Yeah.
circumstance. You know, if you're miserable in life, you know, you're going to make those kinds of complaints.
Got nothing else going on. Might as well complain.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's just what it boils down to is
You have an enemy?
This person, for some reason, has a dislike for me, even though
Right. Was it the
I've never
manager you're
been
talking about
anything
here?
but a
Again?
friendly neighbor. No, I mean, the manager, you know, passes on the complaints.
Yeah,
Or
she's just
whatever.
doing her job.
Oh,
But there's somebody there complaining, and it's like, the fuck
Well,
is your problem?
how
you
many
know?
people live in that complex? That
There's
you live at?
like
Is there a lot or
32 units or something
32
like that.
units? Wow.
And it's like, you know, 15% of the people in there smoke cigarettes, and
Right.
80% of the people smoke something,
Oh,
meaning
shit.
weed. So it's like, you know,
And then the other 15% smoke pole.
it's,
And half of those are men.
you know, it's just, I see a lot of people in there with a lonely existence. And it's like, you know, fucking chill out.
Yeah, that's true, because when we were there, it was my daughter and myself. We were there swimming one summer day, and this lady comes out. She sees me with my daughter. She's a kindergarten teacher.
Mhm.
She comes down and gives us like 6 or 7 books on reading and kindergarten coloring pages, and
Wow.
it's like, that was really nice.
That was a positive experience
but
there.
It's a little strange, a little odd.
Oh, you think? Oh, I thought you were gonna tell me something like she complained that you were swimming.
No,
in
it
a
was
pool
just like you said, lonely. She was just lonely. She was looking out her window. She saw a guy with a daughter and was like, "Hey, here's some books." You know, it's
Maybe
like,
she thought you were a dilf.
maybe she wanted to bang me. You know, who knows? But you know, the bottom line is, there's just certain people that just want attention. You know, whether it's complaining on their neighbor, whether it's showing cleavage, whether it's having a shitload of tattoos on their neck and face, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's, to me, it's just attention starved
right.
individuals. You know, and I would say something to the neighbor. I would just go knock on the door and be nice and be like, "Hey, you know, sorry about whatever happened. You know, but you know, if you have anything, you know, if you ever have a problem with me, you know, just come down and talk to me. I'm a
Well, if
nice
you ever
guy.
have a problem,
Yeah.
just come
Yeah,
talk
you know,
to
we
me.
can settle it ourselves. You know, we don't need to involve the management.
Yeah.
You know, just, I don't want to get kicked out of here. You know, I mean, we can handle this like adults, because she's an adult, right? It's not like
Yeah.
a teenage girl living by herself.
Nah.
Wow. Speaking of cleavage, it's a trip when girls are wearing something low cut that shows their cleavage, and they got guys passing by gawking, and then they get that uncomfortable thing like, wait a minute, how are you going to get uncomfortable all of a sudden? You're the one showing like chi-chi crack. It's like, you know, of course,
Yeah.
you're going to get your crack addicts out there wanting to take a peek. Where'd I go with this?
You know.
Well, you know, I see what you're saying. But
Yeah.
it's amazing when I was bartending, the amount of shit I got away with saying to certain women.
Mhm.
You know, because they felt comfortable with me, like they liked me.
Oh, yeah.
So it's I think the whole cleavage, like guys looking at the cleavage, they only want certain guys to look at the cleavage, and then they
Right.
get creeped out by the, you know, fat sweaty bald guy with the ponytail.
Yeah, well, because there are some guys like salivating out there and all that, and I guess I could see where that's going.
Because you said a lot of shit. We used to work together, Painter and I, and he used to say a lot of perverted shit. And I used to say a lot of perverted shit.
I used to say
I
stuff
mean, I've
that-
called a girl a bitch to her face, and she loved me. You know, it's just crazy. But if anybody else did that, girls would get
Yeah,
pissed.
In the business, I remember there'd be girls, you know, like girls so comfortable with me, they didn't care if I grabbed their ass, their tits. I mean, it was ridiculous. I remember one time this girl got she got my hand and put it down her pants, and I was just like, I felt her wet pussy. Speaking of which, have you ever had to make a wet pussy? It's a drink. There's these 10 girls at the restaurant on Saturday night, and they wanted to do shooters. So, I bring them the kamikaze, the lemon drops, and one girl drops the bomb and says, "Can you make a wet pussy?" And
that's where you respond, "I don't know, but I can make a pussy wet."
Right, I can reverse that.
As a matter of fact, that's my specialty.
Yeah.
She left it wide open for you.
Oh, she did. She
No
left
pun
the pussy
intended.
open.
Now, I got a neighbor, right behind me. I live in apartments. I only have one neighbor, right directly on the side of me.
You don't have one neighbor.
I don't have anyone below me.
Mm-hmm.
No one on the other 3 walls.
You got no one blowing you?
That's it. So this guy he watches movies, he plays video games, and he has a crazy subwoofer, and it's always rumbling in the apartment. But I will never complain about him.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want him to complain about me.
Yeah.
So I figure, okay, I'll let him do his thing.
Right.
When I want to play my music loud or when I want to have friends over or whatever I want to do, he's never complained either.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a
mutual
unwritten
respect.
Yeah,
thing.
there you go, man.
And I know for a fact that Twig is a considerate guy. I used to live next door to him. So this lady above, she's just a
Did they ever blow
old
smoke up your
fucking
ass?
fuddy-duddy.
Yeah.
And she's young, too. She's only 30-something. And she's already
She's
got
a
the Alice
fuddy-duddy?
Kravitz syndrome. Dating
Yeah.
myself, but yeah, people are just fucking ridiculous. The
Nuts.
complaining factor, it's not really affecting their lives that much.
Not in the least,
No.
I think. I mean, it's not like it's 3 o'clock in the morning and they need to get their beauty sleep, which they're not. Beauty
Exactly.
No.
And that's, we played poker over there on Friday night.
Good
and
times.
so I had my music up, not at a ridiculous level, I mean, like
It's a TV.
Savvy said.
Yeah, it's not like it's
Yeah,
a subwoofer
I'm
or a
not-
crazy sound system.
Oh,
I'm
man.
not an inconsiderate neighbor like that. And so me and my buddies had to go outside and smoke. And I mean, this is where it comes from. This is where the complaint came. But at the same time, the managers of the apartment, I would say 70% of their family live in our building. And
It's a whole family.
they
It's
have on average 2 parties a month in our building, whether it's a birthday, whether it's an anniversary, whatever it is. And I've seen people from their party smoking in the courtyard, which is
Right.
the
Was-
biggest smoking no-no that I've been told
Right.
about so far. And they're at that party, and they didn't say shit to that person
Right.
smoking
Do
in
they
the
get
middle of the
loud?
courtyard.
Do they vomit? Do they get wild, in other words?
Well, they get wild with the noise,
Right. And what time do they disperse? Before midnight, after midnight?
like usually between 11 and 12,
Oh, all right.
which
That's early.
our poker game wasn't that much longer than that. I mean, everybody pretty much left my place at like 12:15, 12:30. And at that point, we were inside playing, so it's not...
That goes to show you that life is not fair.
Yep.
There's
Oh,
different
no.
rules for everybody, and you're not family, so guess what? You're getting letters.
Yeah.
If you were the nephew,
It's like
they
if
would have
you're
told that lady to fuck off.
if you're
Yep.
Keith Richards, you get commended on your drug abuse. And such.
Seriously,
And
man.
whereas Tiger Woods is going through hell just because he crashed a tree to begin with. I mean, whatever the fuck that's about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's different rules for people. It's not all even playing field.
Yeah.
It sucks, but
Mm.
that's just how it is. Like, they're married into the family, so they have a different set of rules than everyone else in the apartment
well,
complex.
it's like you say, Savvy, when a girl's a beautiful girl, car doors open for her.
Mhm.
And so on and so forth goes the story.
Yeah, she gets a drink spot for her. She gets taken out. It's just, and if you're an ugly, sweaty guy, you're at home
Forget
on the
about
internet
it.
by yourself, jerking your shit.
You're posting a picture of somebody else on a dating site.
Yeah, trying to play yourself off as Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Well, Savvy and I talked about it is there's two ways